Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, how are you today? I do hope that all of you are in good health. In today's class, we are going to talk some more about IELTS listening sections, especially about map labeling and diagram or object labeling. We are also going to talk about reading sections in IELTS. Map labeling and plan labeling are common questions in IELTS listening sections. In this type of questions, you will be given a map or a plan atau denah on your question book. It will look something like this. So you will be given a map and there will be labels here. Then you need to put the labels into the right place, the right room in this map, in this plan. Right. So obviously, to answer this type of question, well, you need to be able to deal with directions such as left, right, go straight, head straight, take the first left, take the first right, turn left, turn right, and then word related to location such as opposite, next to, beside, on the corner, on your right, on your left, and etc. This type of question can be tricky, but if you master direction-related words, if you master location-related words, and if you are well prepared, you can deal with the map and plan labeling. Let's take a look at the examples here. So first thing first, you need to carefully read the instructions. The instructions are at the top here. Label the plan below. Choose 5 answers from the box and write the correct letters A to I next to questions 11 to 15. Okay, so you will be given a list of labels here, and then you'll also be given a map here, and there are some questions. For example, questions number 11. So it represents room 11, room 12, room 13, room 14, and room 15. And then you need to choose among these labels and put it into the right room, into the right sections. Okay, and then we have to notice what's already been there on the plan. We have to notice what's already been given to us in the map. For example, from this map, from this plan, we know we can see it has been given to us. There is an entrance here, entrance, and then there is the library in staff, a library office, library area, fiction section, non-fiction, seminar room. Okay, so we need to take notice of what's already been there in the map or in the plan. And then we have to be aware of where the speaker begins. Kita juga harus sadar, kita harus tahu dari mana speaker yang akan kita dengar nanti mulai mendeskripsikan peta ataupun denah ini. So usually, if there is an entrance here, the speaker will start from there. Kalau misalnya ada entrance, biasanya speakers akan mulai mendeskripsikan peta dan denah tersebut dari situ, dari spot itu, dari entrance. Okay, so after you know, after you are aware of where the speaker begins, then the next thing is one way to help you deal with the IELTS map and plan labeling is that you need to put your finger or your cursors or your pen or pencil on the spot where the speaker begins. Jadi kalau misalnya kita menggunakan paper base, teman-teman bisa pakai pensil atau pakai jari, kita letakkan jari kita, our cursors, tepat di mana speaker itu akan mulai mendeskripsikan denah tersebut, misalnya di entrance. Okay, if you use a mobile phone, then you can put your finger on it, and then move your finger, move your cursor, move your pen or pencil following the directions. For example, if the speaker said just by the entrance, from the entrance, just by the entrance, on the right side, nanti kita belokkan cursor atau jari kita ke sebelah kanan, you will find librarian's desk. You will find librarian desk. And opposite this, berarti opposite artinya adalah di seberang librarian desk, kita menyeberang. Opposite this, just on the left side, you will find reference books. Kita akan menemukan buku-buku referensi. Jadi jari kita, kursor kita mengikuti petunjuk yang dibacakan dalam recording. Okay, and then if you go ahead from the entrance, go straight, lurus saja, go straight, and then turn right. You will find non-fiction section. Non-fiction section. And then there is a door in front of you. And then you will find blah, blah, blah. Jadi seperti ini. So we move along our finger. We move along our cursor following the directions that the speaker has given that we hear from the recording. Jadi ini adalah salah satu strategi untuk memudahkan kita. This will help us to navigate easily following the directions of the speaker. Right. Okay, and then the next listening question types in IELTS is diagrams and objects labeling. Okay, so you will be given a diagram of a process, an object or a machine, a structure, and you must either fill in the missing labels or complete notes within the diagram. Then how to deal with this type of questions? Well, first thing first, you need to look at the picture to get a clear idea of what you are looking at. And then you need to read the titles of the objects or the diagram or the machine that is given to us. Okay, for example, we can see here that the title of this object is water heater, mesin penghangat, pemanas air. And then you also need to read the labels that's already been given to you. So there is central heating radiators. There are central heating radiators, and then there are hot water, and then you need to try to predict what the answers might be. Okay. So you also need to observe the blank atau bagian mana sih dari mesin ini yang perlu kita labeli nantinya. Okay. So you see that questions number 11, or this is a part of the machines, ini akan berada di sebelah kiri dari central heating radiators. And then questions number 12, it will be on the downside atau di bawahnya central heating radiators. And then question number 13, this part will be on the lower side of the hot water button, for example. So you have already taken the inventory of the locations of the parts that will be asked. Jadi ketika kita sudah mengamati hal ini, mengamati posisi-posisi dari bagian-bagian mesin yang akan ditanyakan, kita akan lebih mudah, akan lebih fokus ketika kita mendengarkan deskripsi dari speaker. Okay, so this is the strategy to do the diagram or object labeling in IELTS listening question. Right, and then the next question type in listening IELTS is gap filling. So you will see that you will be given sentences, for example, that are incomplete. There are some missing words, there are some missing parts in these sentences, and then you need to fill in this gap with the exact words you hear from the audio, from the recording. So the strategy to do this kind of questions is you need to look through the sentences or you need to read the sentences quickly. Jadi sebelum audio diputar, kita berusaha sebisa kita untuk membaca semua pertanyaan, membaca semua kalimat-kalimat yang nantinya akan ditanyakan. Because this will help us to predict the topic that will be discussed in the recording. Karena dengan membaca secara cepat, kita akan bisa mengantisipasi topik apa sih yang akan dibahas dalam audio nanti ketika diputarkan. And then, pay particular attention to the words that come before and after the gap. Try to guess what may go in the gap. Is it a place, a name, a number? And try to determine the type of word or part of speech, that needed to fill in each gap, such as it could be a noun, it could be an adjective, or it could be an adverb. Jadi pertama kita harus memperhatikan kata-kata yang terletak sebelum gap, sebelum dan sesudah gap. Kemudian kita coba untuk menerka atau menebak, predict apa sih gap itu nantinya jawabannya itu akan dalam bentuk number kah, dalam bentuk place kah, dalam bentuk nama kah, atau misalnya dalam bentuk kata kerja, kata benda, atau adjective. For example, take a look at the questions number 27 here. So the word that comes before the gap is of. Jadi kata yang muncul sebelum gap, sebelum bagian yang hilang adalah of. So, well, of is usually followed by a noun. Jadi kata of itu biasanya akan diikuti oleh kata benda. So, from the context, studying with the Open University demanded a great deal of money, for example, a great deal of commitment, a great deal of time, a great deal of effort, misalnya. Jadi kita sudah membuat inventaris jawaban-jawaban apa yang mungkin. And then, take a look at questions number 28. The word that comes before the gap is ratios. Ratios. Kepemilikan ya, ratios. Ratios, blah, 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 skills. And the word that comes after the gap is skills, okay? And skills are noun. Jadi skills itu adalah kata benda. So, the word that comes before noun, it can be another noun or it can be an adjective. Jadi untuk menerangkan noun biasanya kita butuh kata benda lain atau kita butuh kata sifat adjective untuk membentuk frase kata benda. From the context, studying and working at the same time improved ratios, time management skills, mungkin ya, time management skills, or ratios interpersonal skills, for example. Jadi, sepertinya kita sudah bisa memprediksi nih jawabannya apa. Nanti kita tinggal mencocokkannya dengan apa yang kita dengar dari audio. Remember that the words you see in this sentence, may be synonyms of the words from the audio. So you may be listing out for words with similar meanings. And then, don't forget, you have to write the exact words, phrases, or numbers that you hear in the gap on your question paper. Jadi kata-kata yang diisi, ini harus kata-kata yang persis sama dengan apa yang kita dengar dari audio. Jangan sinonimnya, jangan kita bikin sinonimnya lagi, tapi harus persis sama. That's it. Alright? And then, let's talk about IELTS reading section. In reading section, you will be given 3 long passages. Biasanya tiga bacaan with 40 questions. The time to complete IELTS reading sections is about 60 minutes. Jadi karena ada sekitar 3 bacaan, maka satu bacaannya itu kita harus mengerjakannya dalam waktu 20 menit. Because time management in IELTS reading sections is really important. It's vital. So you need to manage your time well, because the passages in IELTS are long with difficult words. So you need to manage your time well, and don't expect to understand every word, because you will find so many academic or technical terms. And then you need to read the instructions very carefully. For example, the instructions might state write 2 words and or a number. This could mean one word and a number, 2 words and a number. Jadi 2 kata dan atau 1 angka. Jadi bisa jadi jawabannya hanya 1 kata dan 1 angka, 2 kata dan 1 angka. Alright, so you need to carefully read the instructions. And then you also need to improve your general reading skills, not only your IELTS skills. Okay. Right. The IELTS reading sections does not only consist of multiple choice questions that are common in other reading tests, but there are sentence completions as well. So in IELTS reading sections, there are so many strategies to do the reading sections. But for me, I will not read the passage first. Saya nggak akan baca teksnya dulu, saya nggak akan baca bacaannya dulu, karena bacaannya itu panjang dan memakan waktu lama. Kemudian saya juga, it will drain my energy, karena akan bikin energi kita habis juga. I usually directly go to the questions. Jadi saya akan cek langsung pertanyaannya, and then I will try to identify the keywords in the questions. For example, the keyword in questions number 38, maybe it will be about font phrase, and then tense types, and then changing the positions, blah blah blah. Okay. Jadi saya akan mengidentifikasi keywords-nya. Kemudian I will go to the text, and I will try to find in which part of the text that I can find the keyword from the questions. Jadi saya akan cari font phrase, saya akan cari tense type, saya akan cari positions di bacaan yang diberikan. Kemudian saya baru akan baca bagian tersebut dengan hati-hati untuk mencari jawabannya. Kemudian I will go to the questions again untuk memastikan apakah jawabannya match atau tidak. Okay, that's it. The reading tips for sentence completions, and it also works for the other reading questions types in IELTS. There are also summary, note, table, flowchart completions. So you will be given a passage or a text, and then you will also be given the summary of the text, the summary of the passage with some missing phrases, with some missing words. So you need to fill in the gap with the exact words you find in the text, in the passage. So the strategies are mostly the same. I will not read the text first, but I will read the summary first. Okay, I will read the summary first, and then I will try to identify the keywords from the summary. Okay, and then there are also reading sections that ask us to identify true, false, and not given. So you will be given a passage or a text, and then it is followed by several statements, and then you need to confirm whether the statement is true, false, or not given. the most important thing to remember is what the words true, false, and not given actually mean, and therefore what IELTS want you to write. For example, if the text agrees with or confirms that the information in the statement, then the answer is true. Jadi kalau misalnya informasi yang ada di teks dan informasi yang ada di statement itu sama, maka jawabannya adalah true. If the text contradicts or is the opposite to the information in the statement, the answer is false. Jadi kalau misalnya informasi yang ada di teks dan informasi yang ada di statement itu berlawanan atau berbeda, maka jawabannya adalah salah. If there is no information or it is impossible to know, the answer is not given. Kalau misalnya informasi yang ada di statement itu tidak bisa kita temukan di teks. Kok nggak ada ya kayaknya? Kok nggak ada? Maka jawabannya adalah not given atau tidak ada di dalam teks. Okay, and then there is also a question types diagram or object labeling. So you will be given a text, a passage that talks about a process of something or a machine or an object, and then you will be given a picture here. This is maybe an object, okay, and then you have to fill in or you have to label parts of the object, parts of the machine, according to the descriptions that are given to you in the text, berdasarkan apa yang dideskripsikan dalam paragraf, dalam teks yang sudah kita baca sebelumnya. Okay. All right, and then there is also matching heading questions. So you will be given a text or a passage, and then it is followed by a list of headings atau tajuk atau beberapa kata yang mendeskripsikan secara singkat tentang setiap paragrafnya, and then you need to match which headings should which paragraph. Jadi misalnya paragraf pertama, paragraf A itu headingsnya adalah misalnya Earth Atmosphere misalnya, and then paragraph B, the heading for paragraph B is create the greenhouse mungkin atau the temperatures on Earth, misalnya seperti itu. So for this type of questions, you need to read the first one or two sentences and the last sentence of each paragraph. Jadi kalau untuk pertanyaan seperti ini adalah pertanyaan tentang main idea, tentang ide utama dari suatu paragraf. Nah, tipsnya biasanya paragraf itu main idenya akan ada di kalimat awal atau di kalimat akhir. Oleh karena itu, bacalah kalimat pertama dan kalimat kedua dan kalimat terakhir dari paragraf tersebut, dan it will give you an idea of what this paragraph is mainly talking about. Oke, jadi itu adalah tipsnya. And then there is also multiple choice question in IELTS. So this is a common question in reading tests. So yes, I will not read the text first. I will not read the passage first, but I will directly go to the questions and then I will try to identify the keyword here in each questions. For example, in questions number 10, maybe I will determine that the keyword for this question is the year 1982, tahun 1982, and soil erosions, dan erosi tanah ya. Then I will try to locate where I can find these informations from the text. Jadi saya akan balik ke teksnya, kemudian cari 1982. Biasanya kalau angka lebih gampang untuk kita temukan lokasinya, kemudian whether this part of the text will talk about soil erosions atau enggak. Saya baca baik-baik bagian teks tersebut, kemudian I will go back to the questions and choose my answer. Okay, the answer will be in the same order as the text. Jadi kalau misalnya pertanyaan nomor 10 misalnya, misal pertanyaan 10 itu akan ada di awal-awal teks ya. Misalnya pertanyaan 11 nanti jawabannya akan ada setelah pertanyaan nomor 10, jawaban nomor 10. Jawaban nomor 12 akan ada di teks setelah bagian teks yang menjelaskan pertanyaan 11. Begitu. Well, I guess that's all for today's lesson. Thank you so much. Good luck on your IELTS preparations. Okay, see you next week. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.